What the fuck happened?
I'll tell you what happened. I don't know. I don't really know. I am so far behind today. It's so frustrating. Do you ever have that? Like one little thing gets in the way. Next thing you know, it's another thing. I woke up, took the kids to school, and as I'm like saying goodbye to my daughter, I'm like, oh, I feel terrible. It felt like I got hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat. Just ended up being like some sort of migraine. And I'm dealing with that crap. So then I'm just trying to just rest. Next thing I know, I fell asleep. I guess that's really what happened is I accidentally fell asleep, trying to sleep off the migraine. It worked, I guess. Woke up, ate a Braunschweiger sandwich. That's right. That's my go-to. Oh, my wife's out for a few days on a business trip. So what do I always get? I go to the store and get Braunschweiger, which is like a liverwurst paste or something like that. It's fucking good. A lot of people hate it, but it brings me such joy. And apparently it helps cure migraines in my mind. In my mind, it does. Anyway, so back on track. Things are hopefully headed in the right direction. I don't know. In all honesty, just shoot from the hip right now. Okay, we'll see what happens. Hopefully you're having a better day than me. If not, it's not like I'm having a rough day. Let's be honest. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, I can't do my job. How many people out there listening right now, they have a headache, they got a broken ankle, whatever, blah, 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 blah. They still go to work. They still go to work. Come on. I don't know. My back's a little tight. I don't think I'm going to make it to work today, guys. No, come on. You got to nut up or shut up. Oh, where's that sound bite? Oh, I have that sound bite. I would love to use this more just in everyday life, but people would be offended. They're like, oh, man, my foot hurts. Huh, what happened? When I ran from the car into the grocery store.
Time to nut up or shut up.
I think you really just need to shut the fuck up and nut up. But anyway, my God. My God. It's one of those things you got to be careful when you complain about shit. I've told you this before. My buddy, he works crazy hours. He delivers tortillas in the Castle Rock area, works his butt off. And it's a job that I don't know how many stores he has, but it's a constant thing that he has to deal with. But he lives up here, so he's getting hardly any sleep. And like there was a day where I'm like, oh man, I'm so tired. I didn't get that much sleep last night. It was probably only like 6 or 7 hours. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, never mind. Never mind. You're working off of like 3. Because it's not just he has that, he has other things to do. Real life stuff. You guys know. It's not just wake up and go to work. You got to wake up, go to work, come home from work, do things around the house, fix things. Oh, yeah. So you got to be careful when you complain about shit. My wife used to do that to me when I used to work the morning shift. I'm getting like averaging like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. She's like, I'm so tired. I had to wake up at 6 today. Ugh. Like, I woke up at 2:30. How about that? Yeah, so don't. I need to just bite my tongue and not complain about having a little bit of a headache. And now I'm a little bit behind. Got to nut up or shut up, just like Tallahassee said. Right, motherfucker?
Time to nut up or shut up.
Absolutely. Got a big show for you today. It's going to be a good one. Got a lot going on in the sports world. Also, some crazy headlines that we'll get into before we jump into sports. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, the like button wherever you're consuming this. And remember, today's show is brought to you by Roof Goat USA. Oh, they're so good. So freaking good. RoofGoatUSA.com. Go ahead, check them out. See what they can do for you. We'll tell you more about Roof Goat USA and how they can help you out in just a little bit. But right now, let's do it. Let's jump into those headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now,
Here are the headlines.
This is funny. There's always different ways to grab people's attention. As my microphone is just not cooperating today. It's just one of those days. Okay. Uh, Plenty of ways to grab people's attention. This guy in Great Britain decided he wanted to draw some attention because his favorite bird, I'm going to say this wrong, the Eurasian Curlew, which is endangered in the UK, is he wanted to draw attention to the fact that it's endangered. So he's like, what better way than walking 53 miles dressed up in a homemade costume of that bird? I think that's, first of all, that's creative, okay? It's not hurting anybody, but there's going to be that awkward time where he's doing the 53 miles and there's not going to be a camera crew with him. There's not going to be any family members with him. It's just going to be this random guy walking down the road. It's some miscellaneous road wearing a giant bird costume. And that is comedy gold, because imagine you're driving around, you're looking for somebody's house, be like, I know it's around here somewhere. Oh, these country roads are crazy. Is that a giant fucking bird? Is it walking? It has human legs. Oh my God. These scientists are getting out of control. Shoot it. Oh. uh, Listen, I just saw that. I thought that was hilarious. But then I'm thinking, regardless if it's endangered or not, it would be funny to see somebody walking down the road doing something like this in an animal costume. Then I'm like, what costume, what animal would be hilarious to see? And then you start going through the zoo animals. Nothing really there is funny. Then it popped in my head. Courtesy of Dirty Jobs. Remember Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe? Love that show. Still, my kids are starting to get into it because they have all the reruns on. Well, it's on demand. So cool. Google this if you don't know what I'm talking about. And you know what? You won't get in trouble for Googling this despite its appearance. And if somebody tries to get you in trouble, just save your search history, because they're going to get in trouble for being dirty-minded. I'd love to see somebody dress up and walk 53 plus miles or whatever it is as a gooey duck. If you don't know what a gooey duck is, they live in, like, on the shore right as the water hits the shoreline, something like that. And when you pull them out, people eat these. I think they're kind of related to oysters or something like that. They look like cocks. They look like a big old hefty cock that somebody just dug out of the sand. I want to see somebody walking down the road like that. That would make me veer off the road in laughter. Right? Would that not? You'd be like, what the fuck? There's a giant cock. Right? Something like that. That would be funny. Now you're Googling it. You're going, oh my God. Is that the average size for? These seem a bit large. These seem a bit large. There's videos too of people on TikTok. If you Google, I'm not gonna post these videos on the video version of this, but you can search gooey ducks on, say, TikTok, and there's people that there's like a lady that spanks them because they're alive, obviously, and they grow and they spit out water. Oh my God, I'm just telling you, if if those are alien cocks in the ground, that I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, this is my new conspiracy theory. There's actual aliens underneath the sand, but they're sitting there, cock up, and then these people come around exploring, trying to get food to eat, and they're like, "Oh, what is this? It must be some sort of clam or whatever." oyster, or whatever. And then they rip it off. That's what's happening. And then now there's a bunch of aliens walking around with no dicks. Way to go, guys. The classic human beings. Just fucking shit up. I don't know why I went down that path. I'm sorry. Sorry. But now you're gonna look up Gooey Duck. And if somebody tries to get you in trouble because Karen's looking over your shoulder, looking at your computer screen, which is fucked up. Don't do that. That's somebody's private space. But if you see that and you're like, oh, he's looking at penises. Yeah, go ahead. Call HR. See what happens. See what happens. Just might want to clear your browsing history prior to this, okay? Just helping a friend out, okay? Ladies, guys, if you have dicks on your screen. Yeah, it is. I think it is like a clam. I think their other name is like razor. No, it's not. Those aren't razor clams, but it is called a gooey duck. It has like a clam shell at the base. Essentially, it's like a one nut unit. That's what it is. Anyway, you're welcome. You're welcome. This is a weird headline, and I was like, you know what? We need to address this because what the fuck? It says, I cried after giving birth to my baby because he was so ugly. Trolls say I'm cruel, but I have my reasons. Well, okay, here's the thing. Yeah, your baby's ugly. Every baby's ugly when they first get born. That's not a new thing. Give it. This is what my brother told me when he came out and visited after we had our son. And there's several months where the baby's just not fully cute yet. Some babies, yes, but there's usually a grace period that you got to give kids, like a month. Some of them it's within a day or so, but some of them need some time to ripen up. Basically, is what I'm saying. And he goes, listen, he'll get cuter. I swear to God, he told me that. He just called my kid ugly at the time. He was right, though. Like within a month. Adorable. Now look at him. He's a handsome fella. Okay? Yes. You're overreacting is the problem. You're not being cruel. You're being honest. Yeah, your kids are ugly a lot of times when they pop out of a vagina. That's not anything new. But you, like I said, you got to give it time to develop. Eventually, you'll get cute. But that being said, you never know. You might have an ugly kid, and who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? If they're gonna be like the best kid on the planet, and you're like, I don't know, he's ugly. Fuck you. Well, now you're a terrible person. Now you're a terrible person. Jesus Christ. Now I'm having flashbacks to my childhood. God, look at him. He's so ugly. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Is it gonna get better? Nope. 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 We're past that stage. He's stuck in the ugly, weird stage for the rest of his life now. That's me. Do you think she's wrong in saying that her baby's ugly? She said she just had the baby. They're all wrinkly and gnarly when they pop out. They haven't filled in. You're not pumping them full of breast milk or formula, whatever you decide to do. Yeah, they got to plump up, fill out that meat sack that they're in. Then most likely it'll be good. I found this today. Back in 2005, on this date, YouTube uploaded its first clip. Guess what it was? It was titled Me at the Zoo, which showed YouTube co-founder, is it Jowd Karim, standing in front of an elephant enclosure at the San Diego Zoo. That's funny how innocent it started. And now the nonsense that is on YouTube. My goodness gracious. If it's not edgy and whacked out, it's probably not going to do that well. But yeah, so innocent back then. Now it's just like, somebody saying dumb things, crazy things, and it's going to get a billion fucking views. Doesn't matter how insightful it is or not. It's going to get crazy amounts of views. Or, the real popular YouTubers are like the ones that are like, say, 20 to 30-year-old men, where their target audience is like 12-year-olds and below, which is creepy to me. At least Mr. Beast helps people out. Yes, his content is very juvenile, but it also teeters on what mainstream adults are into, as far as he does a lot of the game show type of themes with his videos now. So I guess it's fine, but the fact that he gives back a lot to the communities, whether it's here in the US or abroad, I can't help but say, oh, tip my cap to him. That's why he's the best of the best. But there's so many others out there that are just making nonsense. We're going to stack these trampolines. There's 50 of them. Then we're going to jump into a 6-foot pool. I don't know why he died. Jeez. I thought the water would stop it. I thought it would stop it. We remember that one dickhead that was streaming while he's speeding in Florida on a wet road. Then he, crashes his vehicle, doesn't give a shit about his fucking camera guy. He's more concerned about his car. Those are the people that end up being successful on YouTube. Boy, YouTube, how you have drifted from your innocence. But that's what happens. That's what happens. Think about it. We were just talking about it the other day. How things start off so innocent and pure and then become something so tainted. Look at my show. Started off so sweet, so innocent. Now look at me. I may or not be wearing pants as I do this show. It's up to your imagination. Now you're like, wait a minute. He sounds a little more chipper than normal. Whoa. Sorry. Now, I was going to say now I'm done, but I didn't. I didn't say that. Thought I was going to say something gross like that. You guys are disturbing. So gross. Get your mind out of the gutter, folks. Holy goodness gracious. But yeah, congratulations to YouTube. For some reason, I thought it was older than that. It's 20 years old. Boy, that's wild to think about. I thought it started like late 90s. But whatever. According to the internet, this is true. I believe everything I read on the internet. There's no way for people to falsify information. No way. No way. I neglected to get the cute little baby goat sounds again. Sorry. I blame my poor head. Oh my God. I'm a victim. I forgot to get it. I apologize. But I do know this. You can make baby goat sounds as I do this read, okay? I expect it. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Okay, you keep that going as I read. When it comes to roof repairs, you want the best, right, baby goat? That's because you need the goat. Roof Goat USA. Come on, keep up the goat sounds. They've been in business for 23 years. They understand the headache that comes with fixing a roof. Whether it's a repair, replacement, insurance claims, Roof Goat USA's experienced professionals are committed to delivering reliable and durable solutions. They prioritize the safety and comfort of your family, making sure that your home is well protected against all the elements. Roof Goat USA's guarantee of their work is insane. They do a 30-year coverage from install date. That's all materials and labor for 30 years from date of install. That's pretty freaking cool. For all your roofing needs, go ahead, contact the goat. Where's the goat sounds? Come on. There you go. 303-495-4630. 303-495-4630. Go to roofgoatusa.com. Again, roofgoatusa.com. Experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. I'm sorry I forgot the baby goat sound, but listen, I imagine every single person listening right now is doing the goat sound. They're like, do I get paid for this stuff? No, that's adorable. No, you don't. I pay you with experiences. There you go. Yeah, go get them. Go get them there, Tiger. You know what we need to do now? You know it. You know it. You feel it in your bones. You feel it in your little gooey duck right there. Let's jump into some sports.
Going deep, tight ends and long balls.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Oh, gross!
It's sports with the Huff.
Now, like, it's seriously, if you Googled Gooey Duck, you're sitting there going, okay, yeah, I see the resemblance. I see the resemblance. It does look like a wiener. The Colorado Avalanche are taking on the Dallas Stars Game 3. That's tonight at the SAC. If you don't call Ball Arena the SAC, you are missing out. When they announced the name of the arena, I was working at 104.3 The Fan. And I almost made Mike Evans and Mark Schlereth urinate in their pants, which wouldn't have been something new for Mark. But I said it's called the SAC. That's the nickname. And Mike just burst into laughter. He's like, the SAC. It never caught on. And that's a shame to me. I want to create T-shirts that say, welcome to the SAC or fear the SAC. Those would be great, don't you think? Don't use the actual team logos, but fear the SAC. Have my logo somewhere small, maybe on the sleeve or something, next to the Owl Pipe ID logo or something. We might be getting some shirts going on one of these days. But I think that would be fun. Wear those to the games. But anyway, the reason why I'm talking about the SAC in the Colorado Avalanche is Jared Bednar, the head coach of the Colorado Avalanche. He was on with Moser, Lombardi, and Kane this morning on Altitude 92.5 talking about one of the biggest storylines in an Avalanche fan's head. Who is going to be on the ice tonight? Well, here's Brett Kane asking the big question.
I'll set this one on a tee for you so you can swat it away. Can we expect Gabe Landeskog in the lineup tonight?
Yeah, there's a good chance that he's going to play tonight.
That's good news. That place is going to be insane. Even if he just goes out there for warm-ups, people are going to be going batshit crazy. Gabe Landeskog hasn't played a game for the Colorado Avalanche in well over 1,000 days. He goes out on the ice tonight and actually plays a few shifts. That's going to be huge. That place is going to be mind-numbing loud. I'll tell you this about Avalanche fans in particular. They bring the noise. They do so well. Nuggets do pretty good. Broncos, yes and no. Not as loud as it used to be. They still do a good job, but man, Avalanche, whoo, that's going to be deafening in there. Imagine if he scores by chance or at least gets an assist. Oh, they're going to fucking break that Ball Arena. That SAC is going to collapse on itself. It's going to be so fucking loud. That's pretty cool. Big thanks to Moser, Lombardi, and Kane on Altitude 92.5 for lending the audio. Appreciate that. Go ahead, check them out. I believe I rank them as my favorite. If I were to do a draft of shows in the Denver area for sports talk, I rank them as who I drafted them, as who I would want to be the morning show, which is kind of a dig at my old show, Schlereth and Evans, but now they have Stokely. But I said Stokely, Evans, and Schlereth, whatever the hell they're called. I have them as the midday show right after the morning show. But Moser, Lombardi, and Kane, really good show. Moser and Lombardi I used to work with, and extremely funny but well informed talent, and I love listening to them. And Brett does a good job too, being the the third guy on there, and kind of babysitting those two. So he does a good job. If you've ever been in media, there's one guy, it's called being the driver, they have to control the other guy or other guys in this situation. There's always that one person. When I worked with Schlereth and Evans, while I would be the guy behind the scenes trying to direct traffic, ultimately on the air, it was Mike Evans who's the driver and would try to, one, get certain things out of Mark Schlereth, but also reel him back in when he needs to get reeled back in. So it's a very important job, very difficult job. Obviously, the NFL draft is the big news in the sports world. I don't know where your team's picking. A lot of the listeners here are Bronco fans, but when we heard from Joel Klatt yesterday. Joel's talking about how the Broncos need to go running back. It's funny today to see all these last second, mock drafts. People having, them picking a cornerback, a linebacker, stuff, a tight end. I'm like, no. Go with what Joel's saying. The Broncos need a running back. But anyway, there's a lot of conversation around certain individuals. And who is the one player in the upcoming draft where you're just you're curious. You either love them or you hate them, but you're curious to see where they end up. Most likely, it's Shedeur Sanders because he has a mouth. He does. Whether you, like I said, like him or not, he's very vocal and he commands attention. He's in the room. Who are you going to want to hear from? If it's him, Cam Ward, and some other dude, you're going to go, well, I want to hear from Shedeur. He's going to say something that is going to be, it's going to be worthy of posting. It's post-worthy. Because people are going to click on it because they either like him or they hate him. So I'm reading an article last night. I believe it was on NFL.com. One longtime NFL assistant coach said his time with Sanders was, quote, the worst formal interview I have ever been in my life. He's so entitled. He takes unnecessary sacks. He never plays on time. He has horrible body language. He blames teammates. But the biggest thing is he's not that good. That's coming from a longtime AFC executive. Excuse me. That was coming from an NFL assistant, a longtime AFC executive. This is why I should have put spacing. There we go. One longtime AFC executive said, it didn't go great in our interview. He wants to dictate what he's going to do and what's best for him. He makes you feel small. Wow, that's not good. There's glimmers of truth in this. They might be a little bent on him, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And the article continues, even some Sanders fans expressed disappointment he didn't take a bigger step forward as a senior. An NFC GM said, I liked him the year before. They didn't change. They did change coordinators. It just felt different. It felt less athletic, less arm talent. Everything felt less. If you're talking about this year's tape versus Dart and Shedeur, I don't think it was particularly close. Whoa. This is after reading this, and as much as I want to see Shedeur Sanders succeed, there's a really good chance, guys, come draft weekend, you're going to see Shedeur Sanders, because I believe he's going to be at CU. He's not going to be at the draft. But regardless, you're going to see a camera shot of him being sad. There's a good chance, because the draft starts on Thursday, there's a good chance you're going to see a sad shot of Shedeur Sanders on Friday, and I hate to say it, maybe even Saturday. Because the first round is all of Thursday evening. But Friday is round 2 and 3. Okay? There's a chance Shedeur goes in the second or third round. There's a slim chance that he goes in rounds 4 through 7 on Saturday. If he's rubbing people the wrong way, if there's a glimmer of doubt for an organization, they're going to go, you know what? I'd rather lean on the side of caution. He might be okay of a quarterback. We don't want to draft okay. We want to draft good. If you have those doubts, why go with it? Sure, you might bring in some publicity, but as a Denver Bronco fan, I can tell you, that's not always a good thing. Tim Tebow brought in a lot of attention. I'll tell you what, as somebody that covered the Broncos in that time frame, it was a jarring experience to go to the Broncos facilities before and then during the Tebow era. It was very calm and just doing our job type of thing before Tebow got there. Tebow gets there, it's a madhouse. Then sure enough, it amplifies when the Broncos get Peyton Manning. I was one of the first people to take a picture of Peyton Manning and post it on social media at the Broncos headquarters. Just saying. So I'll say this. The publicity isn't worth it. You either think he's going to help your team or not. He's going to be sitting there full of reality. And I think, if anything, that might be good for him. It might make him a better player. Get that chip on his shoulder like Tom Brady had. Now, there wasn't that much hype around Tom Brady when he was going in the draft. There wasn't. But he held on to that chip. Shedeur Sanders is all over the place on projections. We were talking about Joel Klatt yesterday, had him going, 9 to the Saints? I've seen him higher in some mock drafts. I see him much, much further down in mock drafts. If he gets bumped to day 2, and it'd be nuts if it was day 3, that will humble him. And that's a dude that might benefit from that. He's either going to embrace it and go, shit, those motherfuckers got it wrong. I am better than that. And he works his ass off to prove everybody wrong. Or he just falls out of the light. I think it'd be good for him. I think it would be great for him, actually, if Shedeur Sanders got bumped out into the second round. Yes, the publicity is going to be cruel. Social media is going to be insane. But it might be the best thing for him. Do you see what I'm saying? Come on. Sometimes you just got to get knocked down a peg or two. And if these GMs, these longtime executives are saying this is the worst interview I've ever experienced, they're saying that they've been doing it forever. And he's like full of himself. He makes people feel small. It's all about himself. It's pointing the fingers at everybody other than himself. If that's the case, you don't want that. He needs to be dropped down a peg or two. I still want Shedeur Sanders to be successful. I do. But sometimes you got to get knocked down to the ground to realize how important, how severe the situation is. Boy, that's going to be it. Here's the other thing. As I'm saying this, I'm going to be very irritated if Shedeur Sanders gets drafted and he's being talked about to be the new, starting quarterback for miscellaneous franchise, if I see him all over social media, that's going to piss me off. I want him to be, like any player, fully consumed to the gig. This is a big fucking opportunity that hardly anybody gets the opportunity to step on a professional field. You got to take it seriously. Bo Nix hardly was present on social media during his rookie year. You see him now being part of stuff because, he's has a year under his belt. Things are a little calmer. That first year is just insane, especially for quarterbacks. They're the ones that have to process so much information. If he's going to be successful, you will know by his presence or lack thereof of presence on social media. If you hardly see a glimpse of Shedeur Sanders on social media, that's a good thing, and you can expect him to do good things. If you see him out there a lot, posting a lot, that's going to be a problem. And part of that is the optics. If he's got a guy that does it for him, that posts this shit, tell him to take it easy, okay? I'm still going to fucking pay you the same amount, but don't post anything for like 3 months. Or if anything, just a simple text. Things are going great. Loving the grind. Legendary. Right? Stuff like that. Because that's all he fucking tweets or posts now is just legendary. You talk the talk, motherfucker. Walk the walk, please. Because I don't want to look like the dickhead that was supporting somebody and then that somebody turns around and just lays a fucking egg. Have you ever recommended somebody for a job and they just crash and burn? And then the boss looks at you like, dude, you're the one that recommended them. That happened to me twice. So I stopped recommending people for jobs. It's the same thing. Like I only get behind clients that I believe in on this. That's why I go with Roof Goat USA. They're fucking legit. They know what the fuck they're doing. They're the best of the best. I have no problem endorsing them. I see how they do it. If they were shit, I wouldn't give them any extra love. It's the same thing. Like Owl Pipe ID. They're not a sponsor right now, but they do great work. I don't care. They are good. owlpipeid.com. See what they can do for you and your stickers. Get some legit stickers for your vehicles or school functions. I don't know. Try using the code DeHuff. See if it gets you a discount. I don't know if it does. I don't know if it does anymore. But they're really good. Same with Kirkwall Group. You don't want to endorse somebody and then they fail you. And I'm starting to worry. I say worry. It's going to just rub me the wrong way if Shedeur goes out there and just gives not 100%. And part of that would be is he doesn't have that deep down fire in his belly that a lot of other players have. The guys that had to claw, bite, kick, scream, crawl to get to where they're at. And they have that burning desire for success. Whereas Shedeur doesn't have that because he's always had the support of his dad, who is a Hall of Famer, who has a huge name that carries a big-ass ton of weight. Shedeur might fail because of that. So we'll see. That's the exciting thing about the draft. Where are individuals going to go? What is that one guy is from Arizona? Is it Arizona State? I can't remember his name. Scattaboo? I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm curious to see where he ends up and what he ends up doing in the NFL. He kind of he has the same look as Mike Allstott, just a big dude. Yes, they're white, but he just has that big dude mentality. Where is he going to end up? And what's he going to do in the NFL? Hopefully be successful. Um, uh, Ashton Genty is my guy. That's the guy I really want to see where he ends up, and I really hope he seems like he might have something special. Like he might be something special, like where we're tuning in midway through the NFL season and you're going, ho, 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 ho. Everybody that passed on him is just choking on their own dick. I don't know. That's kind of difficult. Maybe for some of you it's not, but for me, that's like snap my neck or my back in half. But they're going to be sitting there going, oh my God, we missed out. That's the way it always is. I mean, if there's a guy that you would put money on that is going to be something special that maybe not everybody's really thinking, because obviously Cam Ward is the one that everybody's going, ooh, he's going to be good. Travis Hunter, has a lot of pressure on him and has a lot of eyeballs on him, but not necessarily negative. I think people are curious. I'm listening to Mark Schlereth today on that TV show he does for Fox Sports, and he's going against the grain, saying that Travis is a better receiver than he is a DB, whereas I say he's a better DB than a receiver. Schlereth is saying that have him be a full-time receiver, and you throw him in, special packages on the defense. I say the opposite. But either way, both the fact that he knows how to play both sides of it helps him be a better opposite position. Him being great at defense makes him a more competent, much more intelligent receiver, and vice versa. So he's a guy, if he goes to, the Browns, it sucks, but I just want him to do well, especially him. So we'll see. It's fun. It's fun. Hey, JR Slick sent me this. It's so hilarious. We talked about Charles Barkley and Shaq yesterday. If you haven't seen the video of Shaq leaving the TNT stage because he almost crapped himself, it's on my Facebook page, facebook.com/DeHuff Podcast. Well, to add on to the joke, the following night, TNT brought in, I think their Studio J, they brought in a port-a-potty and put it right next to Shaq's seat on the stage. It's so funny because he's doing that olive oil treatment and it just runs through him. It's like greasing up everything and just flushing him out. So they jokingly had Shaq go in there. Here's the thing. It's all fun and games till Shaq has another incident, and he's like, I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to use it. Because let's be honest, porta potties, they're not built to filter out stank. And if he big fella needs to drop one, that whole stage is going to have to be evacuated. It's terrible. Terrible. That's funny though. That the more I watch that show, like that's the way it should be. Barkley and Shaq make that show. Now, that being said, the other two, I can never remember. Kenny and I can't remember what's the other guy. Their roles are perfect too. It is a great show. Analysts, they know their shit, but they goof around, which goes back to it's fine to be informative, but I need to be entertained because that was our vision of success when we were getting numbers at the radio station that were unheard of, and they frankly never have sniffed since I left. We're pulling in numbers that everybody else was shocked over, like, holy crap. You know what it was? Yes, like say Schlereth had some great insight, but we embraced the fact that he was a man-child and he would be goofy. I would pop on and do goofy things. Mike was goofy. we'd always get centered back to, okay, what's our objective here? But we knew that ultimately people were driving to work. They had a limited amount of time. Don't be afraid to be silly. Don't be afraid to go squirrel, but also inform them of what's important and resetting topics. It's a very, if you went back and listened to those shows and really broke it down, it's a very good way to run a show. And it's not that way anymore. But if you went back to that formula, if you really broke it down, it would tell you this is the formula for success. To be dominant, not just good, but to be dominant for a show. And that's the way it goes. You got to have some intelligence in there, but you got to throw in something goofy. You have to. Right? You can't just be all serious all the time. But every now and then you need to throw in something funny.
Big vagina?
Gigantic vagina.
Yeah. Something like that. You weren't expecting that, were you? Were you? Or you weren't expecting this.
Well, cows murder grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's just something we don't talk about enough. Dude, by the way, my grass is fucking killer right now. I am in the green team for sure. I put down some fertilizer. Listen, this is me going, mid 40s guy all over the place. I was so happy. I went to Home Depot the other day. I wanted to get some grass seed because we had a few spots because of our puppy. She pees in the same spot, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting some grass seed, we kind of do that every year. There's always spots where it gets a little roughed up. And I go and I'm like, oh, I should look at fertilizer too. And I'm like, oh my God, this fertilizer is like almost $100, $60. What the fuck? And I'm like, wait, why does this say it's $19.99? I'm like, Rich Lawn is made here in Colorado. I believe it's made here in Colorado, but it says on the bag, it says made for Colorado lawns. I'm like, well, why wouldn't I get that? Because everything else is more generic. I want something that's specific for my lawn. Listen, Rich Lawn, I'm giving you a plug. You have a great product, and it's already paying off. I did it about a week ago where I put it on my lawn. Got a little bit of rain, but I also just, started watering it too. Very noticeable to my neighbors. Sorry, Rob. You can tell I fertilized mine. It's green and beautiful. I love it. Check it out. I don't know much about Rich Lawn, but I do know when I used it just now, it's very noticeable. It does a great job. Apparently, it doesn't burn your lawn either, because it says it on the package. So I believe everything I read, okay? Very cool. I need to reach out to Rich Lawn. If you work for Rich Lawn, reach out to me. Let's work out a deal, because more people need to be using your product, because it is phenomenal. Look at me. I'm excited. I get a mow, the first official full yard mow is happening this weekend, courtesy of Rich Lawn, because I did a mow a little while ago, but it was because I had these weird patches of, healthy grass, and then everything else is just kind of dormant and whatever. Now it's like everything's happy as can be. And I'm talking to my son this morning on the way to school. I was like, guess what we got to do this weekend? He's all, I'm mowing, not you. He loves the mow. And it's one of those cool things. I love it. I love having a good lawn and taking care of the lawn. But it is exciting that I've taught my son, since he was able to walk. We have pictures of him following me behind the mower. He was pushing his bubble mower behind me, but he was making the lawnmower sounds. I had the motor do it for me, but he's been doing that. He knows how to edge. He knows how to use the trimmer. Yeah, he does a great freaking job. I gotta be honest, he puts a lot of adults to shame, especially in my neighborhood. I've had him go and mow people's lawns. He gets paid for it, of course. They're like, whoa, this is so much better than so-and-so. Like I'm not going to say it in case they listen, but it was like, they're like, dude, dad doesn't know how to mow, apparently. No, he doesn't. But he's really fucking good at it. It's cool. It's neat. I think I was reading an article like Ben Affleck is making his kids get regular jobs. They have regular jobs. He won't tell you where they're at, but he wants to make sure that they understand the importance of working. Great father move. As simple as mowing lawns, that's a great start. Pulling weeds, stuff like that, great start. Whatever your kid wants to do, let them do it as far as that goes. Because they need to learn the grind. And for somebody like Ben, who's worth millions, the fact that he's like, no, they need to go out there and understand that things aren't going to be given to them. Those kids are going to grow up. They might hate his guts a little bit right now, but ultimately they're going to thank him in like 10 years. They're going to be like, I listen, I didn't like you at the time, but thanks for letting me get that job at Subway or, on that and pushing me to better myself. Kind of goes back to the Shedeur Sanders thing. As he really, really felt the pressure of needing to be successful. Now, obviously, he's living in his dad's shadow, so there is that pressure. That's something that I don't have that concept of. But he doesn't understand that if he doesn't have that pressure of, if I don't make this, I got to go rely on my degree and get a real job. He doesn't have that pressure. Not like if all of a sudden I fail and it's like, okay, now what? Now what are you going to do? Like, I don't know. I guess I'll go sack groceries and I don't know, type of thing. Be an exotic dancer. Why is it every time I meet somebody new, I go to a party and they're like, so Scott, what do you do? And if I say, well, actually, I'm an exotic dancer, everybody just looks at me with this look of like disgust. Why is that? Am I that disgusting looking? Jesus Christ. Listen, there might be a demographic, the sight impaired individuals might find me attractive. Okay. Christ. Anyway, I'm just saying if I decide that I can't keep doing what I'm doing now, probably the best bet is not to go into exotic dancing or OnlyFans realm for me. Okay. Probably a bad idea. Bad. What is that? I think that's a man. I don't know. He's disgusting. Anyway, thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a great day. My headache's gone. I like it. You guys, listen, look what you've done to me. You've cured me. You've cured me. Look at you. You guys are amazing. Hopefully you have a great day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button wherever you're consuming this. Feel free to comment. I do have several people that like to comment on Spotify. Yes, you can comment on Spotify. It goes directly to me if you want to comment on the show, whether it's a reaction to a story, maybe there's something else you want to bring up. That's another way for you to interact. Maybe I have too many ways for you guys to interact, but I like it. I like the ability for you guys you can email me, dehuffpodcast@gmail.com. I got a lot of you guys that like to do that. Matt out in Michigan always sends me something. I think he does it when he's just liquored up at night. He'd just be like, "Dear Duff." And then there's just a bunch of letters, and then he continues to write. He doesn't do that, but that would be hilarious. You can obviously hit me up there, or you can get me on social media, whether it's direct message or on my timeline at DeHuff Podcast. You guys are amazing. Big thanks to Roof Goat USA. Make sure you write that down whenever you have a roofing need. You need to check out Roof Goat USA. Go ahead and get them at roofgoatusa.com, or you can give them a call, 303-495-4630. Again, 303-495-4630. They're going to love to hear from you. They're very nice people, which is kind of unheard of when it comes to roofing. They're great people. They love to help you guys. Again, Roof Goat USA, great, great, great people. You guys, speaking of great people, look at you. Look at you. You're making a goat sound and everything. Now you're playing with your Gooey Duck. You sinner. Okay, you guys are great. Have an amazing day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.